is Sean Holman from MotorTrend, and I'm coming to you from the MotorTrend stage here at the 2021 SEMA show. And with me today is TJ Hunt. You may know him from his drifting fame. How you doing?
Kind of, yeah. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. All right, so what are you up to these days?
Currently for SEMA, we unveiled 3 of our cars this year. We did a wide-body twin-turbo Huracan at the McGuire's booth. We did a 350Z, which is our FD comp car, unveiling at the Valvoline booth, and then lastly we did our Street Hunter C8 at the Magnaflow booth. So the past 4 or 5 months have been pretty busy.
I was going to say that's not a lot of sleeping time getting ready for SEMA.
No, not a lot at all.
Was it crazy having a year off last year? Give you more time for this year?
It put more pressure on making this year harder. It just had to be okay, you had a year of sleep. Yeah. What can you do?
Now it's time to grind.
How can you bounce back and make an impression?
Yeah, let's get back into the groove, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to talk about your C8. So you love drifting.
Yeah.
But the Corvette mid-engine car.
Yeah.
Completely different architecture than what Corvettes have had.
Mm-hmm.
Either love or hate it, but I even see some of the haters loving them now, right? It's such a good car.
Yeah, man. I think when everyone... Well, here's the thing. I think Corvette is making strides into trying to evolve. And I understand, front engine's been like that for 50 years, whatever, but just the way that the car world is moving. I mean, EV's very popular now.
Sure.
You see people are trying to keep up with the times. So I think and they've actually... Just side note, they made concepts of mid-engine Corvettes.
They've been doing it for years. Yeah.
So the fact that they finally pulled the trigger and then it came out and it's beautiful, I am so for it, and I love to see them striving to just be different, and they pulled it off.
So one of the upgrades that you did to it is a set of Brembo Pista FF brakes.
Absolutely.
So these are 6-piston, and the nice thing about the setup is these brakes are application specific. So you worked with Brembo; they bolt right on. Give us a little information on the setup.
Yeah, I actually ran the same setup on my Supra 2 years ago that we unveiled with our Street Hunter Supra at the Magnaflow booth, and this year they're like, hey. They just came out. If you're interested, I'm like, you don't have to say anything. I absolutely want them. Yeah. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, there's no real substitute other than them. They are just amazing. And I think growing up, Brembo has always been the big brakes. But
same with me in the car culture. I remember, Brembo coming to North America, and I was the same way. It was always the brand that you coveted, and when you'd see them on an OE car, it was like, wow, they got Brembo
they're
from
like,
the factory.
Damn, okay, they're trying. They're trying,
exactly.
Yeah, but the new brakes, I mean, we're really trying to push the limit. We are chasing the world record with that car, fastest quarter mile. The car is twin turbo, built motor. It's all the works.
Wow, okay.
So we've done a lot with that car, and braking is very important when it gets to the track.
Sure.
And what's great is that the new brakes, they're, the materials that are used on the calipers, they're more stiff and they have more of a rigid design to them, and it helps with brake fluid absorption, and the discs are wider, so you get more heat dissipation. And when you want to have a car that is 10 out of 10 on the track, it's a huge bonus if you can drive those on the street and they're not just, a big squeaky mess.
Right, because a lot of performance brakes make noise on the street. And
and then everyone looks at your cool car and they're like, hey, dude, there's something wrong with your brakes.
Yeah, do your brake pads, pal.
Yeah. So, to me, there was just, when they were like, hey, we got him, I'm like, cool, here's my address. Yeah. Send them over.
Because it's great that you have a brake that has racing quality
absolutely
in it, but you can still daily drive it. The pad material allows you to do that, and
I think that's one of the biggest things that turns me on to it. Is race cars are cool, but I love stuff that you can actually use all the time. I mean, because let's be real, 95% of us behind the wheel is on public roads.
Yeah.
So it's really cool when you have applications that can dabble in both worlds. And then, when Brembo brought this product, it's like, hey, you can dabble, but also just dominate on both sides of the coin. It's kind of like no-brainer.
Well, and these, like you're talking about the technology, there's, ducts built into them for brake fluid to kind of help the cooling. They're stiffer because they have axial bridges, things like that. 2-piece rotors. What is it about Brembo that has made you a fan all these years?
I think it's just growing up, always seeing it on anyone who was anyone who had their build. It was like, oh, Brembo brakes. And then especially, when I was a really big, car head as a kid, and just going to dealerships and just trying to see the newest car that came out months ago at the floor. And I think it was just always seeing whenever like an OE wanted to be like, all right, we're serious about this.
Absolutely.
You can upgrade for the Brembo option, and it's like, oh damn, Brembos, okay, and it just followed me like from a kid.
So what's it like today being that guy for the next generation coming up? So somebody's looking at your cars and your builds, and they're going, that dude has Brembos, so he must be trying. But also, I aspire to be in this world because there's young guys like you that are keeping our sport alive and continuing the love of the automobile. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's all happens so fast. It's sometimes I don't even really realize that.
Yeah.
I have, I still think I'm really young. I am really young, but when I have 14, 15,
exactly.
man, I got people that are in like 5th grade who are like, yeah, man, like when I'm 16, like I'm getting a BRZ just like you. And
I have a poster of your Vet on my wall in my room.
Yeah,
right?
It's amazing, and it's very humbling. And I'm here, at SEMA with the legends that I still aspire to be. And then, I've gotten pretty close with a lot of them in the last couple of years, and they're like, dude, you are that for so many people in the younger generation. There's like, keep your head straight, keep pushing the envelope, and you're literally creating a better world for all of us in the car world. So, having that just it's very powerful, and it's means a lot. So it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your continued success.
Thank you.
And for being a role model to a lot of these kids and inspiring them to love the things that we love. And so that's TJ Hunt. I'm Sean Holman for MotorTrend, and we are here at the 2021 SEMA Show.